Even as talks of an increase in tariffs under Trump 2.0 administration was garnering attention last week, on Saturday, US President-elect Donald Trump threatened to impose tariffs of 100% against the BRICS nations if the respective governments agree to create a new currency as an alternative to the US dollar. He posted on the platform Truth Social the idea that the BRICS countries are trying to move away from the dollar while we stand by and watch is over. We require a commitment from these countries that they will neither create a new BRICS currency nor back any other currency to replace the mighty US dollar, or they will face 100% tariffs and should expect to say goodbye to selling into the wonderful US economy. The BRICS group comprises Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa, and an expanded list of countries that are often viewed to represent the voices and demands of the global South. In fact, a proposal for a BRICS currency was introduced during the 2023 summit in South Africa to challenge the status quo of the US dollar. And during the BRICS summit recently held in Kazan, Russia, a symbolic banknote featuring the flags of member nations was unveiled, which further sparked discussions of creating alternatives to the US dollar. Russian President Vladimir Putin had accused Western powers of weaponizing the dollar at the BRICS summit, but also made it clear that the BRICS weren't rejecting the US dollar, but preparing alternatives if access to it is restricted due to geopolitical tensions. The US is obviously not thrilled with the possibility of a new currency, as it would challenge the US dollar, which is the most used currency in global business and trade. And why are the BRICS nations looking to do away with the US dollar or create an alternative? Well, because a reduced dependency on the US dollar by countries could lead to a more independent economic system. A system that is not based on Western financial institutions. A system that is fairer, taking into context the various sanctions that have been imposed by US in recent years on Russia and China, which have crippled trade potential of these countries. If a BRICS currency is adopted, it would have significant implications on the US dollar and the global financial system. Firstly, the dominance of the US dollar would decline, and a fall in demand would further weaken its value. Consequently, the economic influence of the US would decline globally, while an alternative would offer more options for international trade and finance, thereby diversifying the existing financial ecosystem. It would also empower the BRICS nations and shift the economic balance of power. On the other hand, if the 100% tariffs is imposed by US, then it would not only strain the trade relations, but beyond that, the cost of goods from BRICS countries via imports would essentially double for the American buyer. While US businesses that rely on imports for manufacturing could also see an increase in costs, which again would likely be passed on to the consumers. Meanwhile, if a retaliatory tariff is imposed by BRICS, then it would make American products all the more expensive in these countries and hurt US-based businesses, as they would lose out on the competitive edge offered by these markets. It would also lead to disruption in supply chains, at least in the short term, and increase volatility in the global currency markets. In short, a 100% tariff could provide some protection to domestic industries in the US, but it would likely come at a high cost to consumers, trade relationships, and overall economic stability.